dark bits and some light bits. Hello and hello again, this is Tibblewinkles and we are back on the Cat and Fox project. There has been no update since the last video because we were pretty much discussing what the characters are going to say throughout the entire comic. So it was more text based, and because me and Kayla have a time difference of 6 hours, me being 6 hours ahead, it's not easy to get these things sorted. That's why in this session I am going to, instead of looking at what the character is going to say, I'm going to try to get into the heads of each character. So hopefully I'll be able to do this in a slightly arty way whilst exploring facets of creativity. And maybe as I do this, we'll all get to learn more about Cat, Fox and Bear, Wolf, Hare. I think that's all the characters. In this scene, where Cat is sort of in his bed, or what is left of a bed, he is thinking back. So if he's thinking back, he is more or less reminiscing of the past. Let's see, I'm not sure if he's going to be unhappy, because he's right now, because on the other scene, Cat goes, okay, I'm just going to head off for some breakfast. So it's more of indifferent. Anyway, in this sort of scene, I guess he would be in a more that sort of mood. The flashback scene, that would be him being bullied, well, not sort of bullied, but being exiled by the villagers. Villager, townsperson, anyway, we're not going to be too accurate on these sort of things. He'll be saying, go away. So, in other words, he'll be thinking angry thoughts, want justice, even more, and then you'll have the cat. He'll be feeling probably a mixture of, let's say, upset, shock, helpless even. Let's see, I'm also thinking about what he would be thinking on the next scene. I can't draw bodies. I think right now he feels probably lost. I think another word would be abandoned. There's a chance that we can do some of these scenes without word or text. So we'll just have to work on good use of colours, perspective and facial expressions. Because it's not very difficult to give the idea that someone's being sent away by having a person pointing one direction like that. And then Cat's like, no. Like I said, even though I'm exploring the characters, there's a chance that we can do this entire flashback scene without text. But here's the scene with the building and Cat's like, boop, boop, boop. Don't know why I'm redrawing it, but it's fun to redraw stuff. Okay, this is the scene where he finds the building. He'll be like, hopeful, maybe? Probably saved. And then he opens the sort of door, just like the same scene as I did. So, what would Cat be thinking? Relieved? I think he'll probably feel pretty safe. Details! Details! Now that we got this scene where Cat is leaving his Buffy, and he is pretty happy because he has his own little routine, and with his routine he's pretty comfortable with himself now. He's living by himself, nobody's there to bother him, and he can do whatever he wants. But now he is going to the market to get some food. So, Cat, what would be your thoughts? And that's Cat leaving the house, okay? Buffy, that's the word. And then I'm unnecessarily adding too much detail to this stupid little sketch because somehow I just want to art. I was about to add a fence, but I realised that there shouldn't be because it's a Buffy. The emotions that will be going through Cat at this point would be pretty much, he's definitely happy, content, more secure. That'll be like a word to say, because he can just go out and just sort of quote unquote hunt for food. I think the next panel of Cat going to the market shouldn't warrant too much of him changing his thought pattern. So in a sort of way, this is just these two panels are showing the same scene from two different angles whilst he's still saying the same sentence. Yeah, I have once again worked a bit faster than I thought I would. Okay then, let's slot in the next scenes. Move here and up. Now of course, if you remember when I did this scene, I thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if they just went, WTF, there's a stranger in my vicinity. So rather than her just walking down the path, Kayla has came up with the idea that she'll be at a vantage point. In other words, she'll be sort of out of view. Okay, cat is joyfully walking, and I think if we're using that sort of perspective, Fox, let's just say there's a tree here-ish, and Fox would be like, here, tree. Yes, okay, I think we got this sorted. Yes, my artistic talent is way up in the sky right now. Cat is still see previous, and then Fox would be she'll be curious, and she'll also be analyzing the situation. I'd like to think that in that few moments of Fox watching Cat walking on its way to the market, she has it all figured out, and that is when she'll decide to pop up and greet Cat, because she thinks that there is a chance that she could benefit from this encounter. From here, she'll say on the tree, hello. Everything looks weird, but at least I got the pose sort of correct. And Cat would be surprised. He's in a sort of, I can imagine that he's in a sort of fight-flight mood, or probably pretty defensive. He'll be on the defensive. It wouldn't be something he would expect because his sort of schedule or flow has been disrupted. So he's like, no, what's going on here? Of course, I'm just trying to add some Cat into him. He may not act like that in the final comic, but who knows? Fox would be trying to sort of probe. She'll be curious. And of course, we could have several panels that splits up the conversation in that exact scene, so I don't have to draw any more panels. However, what would be pretty important would be Cat going, how did I manage that pose? He'll be very defensive, and at the same time he's slightly, I can imagine that he's slightly nervous because he knows that last time he relied on his bluff skills, it didn't quite work out. Oh, and of course he'll be saying, I governor, I gave him a belt buckle. Now that Cat has been defiantly saying that the greatest bluff in his life, I think Fox would have sort of sensed that Cat is making a big bluff and that he's pretty nervous. So she'd be thinking, he has experience, good at bluffing. And at the same time, we really have to say that Fox has to be interested in Cat in some sort of way other than that Cat would benefit her. Because in the story, of course, they marry. He's cute, hot. And from there, I am out of time. If you have any thoughts on how I could improve this exploration, or how I could show my creative process even better, or even if you have any ideas on what the characters should be thinking on these sort of scenes, do let me know. Write it down in the comment section down below. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If I did a good job, give us a thumbs up. Any thoughts, please leave them in the comment section down below, as I said. And I hope to see you again in the next installment. Bye. Okay, now if we go back into 0%, there we go. Now it seems like they're separate, because we're using two different tones. It kind of looks like these are planks, or some sort of rectangular shape.